Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Today we are just going to say that tumeteswa sana. Kuna mahali tunaenda kuomba usaidizi kwa njia moja au ingine, na unapata si ati hakuna usaidizi, si ati hakuna kitu sisi wenyewe hatujajitolea kushughulikia yale matakwa ambayo yanahitajika, ama mahitaji ambayo yanahitajika kutimizwa ili kuweza kupata chenye unaweza kuwa unatafuta. Unaweza kuwa unatafuta usaidizi aina nyingi. Sana sana kama huu mwaka, ama chenye tunaweza sema, we have different visions or goals zenye za kutimiza. Lakini what is this that is making you not to meet whatever you have laid in your mind or you have listed? What is it? It is because of scarce resources. Hakuna kitu kama tunaweza ita pesa. Saa zingine inaweza kuwa ni assets, the capital itself, in terms of maybe inaweza kuwa ni loan, unaweza pewa grant. Kuna vitu mingi sana tunahitaji ili kutimiza what we have laid in our list or what is in our mind as our goals. But when we have these stakeholders, or what we can call them the institutions, that helps us to accomplish it by allocating something, or whatever we can say, the funds or whatever we need as resources, unapata there are a lot of misunderstandings that one gets. When you just submit your papers, you register, you are required of submitting some certificates, but at the end of it all, you find that there is nothing you will get at the end. It is so frustrating, so frustrating. You just go from one cyber, you just do a lot of things to submit all the requirements, to even do the statements, but in all that bureaucratic procedures, you find that you have gotten nothing from the institution or from whatever place you've gone to seek for guidance, or you have gone to seek for whichever kind of aid. Mostly it's money, or whatever we call capital, as cash or asset or whatever you require, maybe to support your gift, to support your business, or maybe even as emergency or whatever it is. But you find that you are not getting it as they have stated. You follow all the procedures, you are just unazungushwa tu hapo, and at the end of it all hakutakuwa na communication yoyote, not even delays. Let's not even mention of delays themselves, because delays are better. Yes, you have mentioned to them that I have this deadline, I have this and this to do from this and this time, but you'll never get to see any kind of information to whatever you laid as the contact, or even receive a call or any kind of information to help you get to involve in whatever they do, so that at the end you get whatever you needed or whatever you deserved to be given, maybe because you fulfilled all the requirements. And maybe one or two that you don't even meet, again you don't get whatever they say, and they take too long to even communicate it to a later date that you'll just visit, and then they say that you didn't even meet the requirement of ABC, maybe one or two things, and then you are out of their assistance. And this is what we are experiencing as people, and as a youth, I will communicate it in it as it is. It is what we are suffering from, because we have laid all the procedures. We have the youth groups with us. We have the required number. We have maybe started doing some sort of savings of something, or even the amount that we don't even have enough in our pockets. Chenye tuna save, saa zingine we just sacrifice so much to get that 100 to put in that saving box. But why, when we want to do this and that we have laid in our list, we don't get the required support from the institutions? And they narrate it so well when you just visit them and inquire from them, from those inquiry desks. They just announce to you, hopefully, of what you're supposed to do. But at the end of it all, you find that you will never get helped in any way. You can be required to meet certain things. And for example, there are those trainings that are conducted, and it is good to communicate of those trainings because they are very important in our lives, because they educate us on how to, maybe for example, manage finances, and also they are skill-based trainings and they are so good. But why then allocate those days that we go to work, that we are doing our business, maybe to get that statement, and then you say that it is weekdays and not maybe on Saturday, or even maybe on Sunday in the evening or in the afternoon, because all these days are ours. If there is a day that one can be available, or many can be available, and it is on a Saturday and it is on a Sunday, I think that is the best day for that training to happen. Since the other days we are working, the other days most people are doing something for their lives, because even your requirement, one of it is that you should have a good statement. How will you get a good statement and I can't get that permission from my job or from the business during the weekday? That is one thing that I ask myself so much. When you go somewhere and they say there is this kind of training that happens, but they do it on weekday. But when we say yes, we can just get youths who are available on weekdays, but you still want the statements. There are many youths who are unemployed, and it is good to take account of it. There are a lot of youths who are unemployed, and if you say that you will come on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Friday, they will be available because maybe they have nowhere to report to work. But when you say that you need a good statement from that business, you need a good statement from maybe that job, how will you then come on Tuesday? So this is the requirement that I want to make to you. You should allocate a day that everyone is available. If you want a good statement, give us that day that almost everyone is out of their businesses or jobs, and maybe on a Saturday, even on a Sunday, it can work, because it is all about sacrificing yourself. On Sunday it can work because God is not a fool. He knows that we are working. He knows that you are working too. And if you go for an off on a Tuesday, for you to come on a Sunday, and I go for an off on a Sunday, and I go to work on a Tuesday, that is the best thing. And so if the procedure is right, then even the result is right. So this is the statement that I can make to mostly the financial institutions that I have visited as an individual or as a group, and to inquire of all these requirements. Today I'll visit you, and then I meet this requirement, and when I'm almost done, you talk of this other requirement, and as a blockage to what I'm doing or to what I want from you. This is what I have faced so hard for me to get out of where I have been. Poverty is languishing because of lack of integrity in whatever people are doing. Usinizungushe ukizunguka na kiti. Do your work right. Allocate resources for those people who need resources. If they need whatever you are offering, just offer it, not for free, but for a fee, but offer it with respect. If I come there with poverty, I should live there as a wealthy person in mind, not only in mind, but also in my pocket. Not to live in poverty, but I have a lot to do for myself, for even others, but even for my soul, it can't happen because of lack of integrity in those institutions. It is so degrading, or what I can say unfortunate, to find that one can stay in a low level just because you lack one or two things. Why can't you be flexible in whatever you are doing and assist people to become? Assist people to be whom they want to be, because that's why you are there. Why do you go advertising all your services in major stations, online and everywhere, but to visit you find a different face altogether? A different face in this manner. You come and you get this person, she gives you this story. She gives you, or he gives you, this kind of requirement. When you meet another person, he or she needs another one, and it is the same institution. That shows there is lack of integrity of whatever kind of service you are offering. It's not a must that it be alone or whatever we have called trainings, but if you promise a training and at the end of it all some kind of aid in terms of finances, then you should meet it. Why offer trainings and then leave it at that, and you also promised to do something else after the training? I asked again, why can't you just assist accordingly and fully and finish whatever you started? Because if you leave it at the center, if you leave it unfinished, it can't have any assistance of any kind to that person. And one lives in regret to have wasted their time to visit those offices one time and the other to just find nothing or get nothing at the end. So it is so much important that when you say you offer this service, offer it completely, offer it wholeheartedly for us to get assistance. If you're getting assistance from whatever you do, just assist the others as you have promised. It is quite unfortunate that we find those people who sit on those good chairs, they are so comfortable offering those services, but for us, we come and sit on the same seats that you give us a good comfort, and we find it so hard to sit on our seats because of what we call poverty, because we don't have those seats in our homes. Why? Because when we come there for that service, you just show us good heart. You just show us that smiley face. But when we are just getting to be allocated whatever we wanted or whatever we inquired and filled all the forms and submitted all the requirements, all the certificates or whatever they are called, you are so dull when giving out whatever you promised or whatever it stated. So kindly and not politely, just do as required, just do as you ukitutangazia tufanyie. Kusema na kutenda. That was the slogan. Let it be repeated in those institutions as it is purposeful for us. This year we have laid a lot of, we have a set of list of whatever we want to do. They are called goals. We have a vision at the end that we want to be somewhere tomorrow, or at the end of this year, or at the end of 2025. What are we going to do if we don't have the required resources that we need? What are we going to do if I don't have anything in my pocket and they are that kind of resources that you have that can help me? I have the requirements, I have the certificates, but again, to get it, it becomes so hard because of lack of integrity. Sometimes the procedures are so bureaucratic, those long procedures, but again, we go to an extra mile of meeting all of them, one after the other. One cyber, I can call it, photocopying one item, this and that. But at the end of it all, those papers sleep in those offices, in those stationaries, in those rooms, I can call them, but no one checks on them to see what you filled. There are those people who keep on going to offices to just take photos of whatever they can do to people, but you never get any kind of assistance from them. Honorables and all those, they are good to do whatever they do, but do you make sure that we get those resources in our pockets? Hizo pesa za youths zinatufikia sisi wenyewe, or they are there with the forms, na sisi wenyewe tunateseka huku nje? We are searching for employment, we have the ideas, sometimes we even start too low. Tunachukua stool, tunaanza kuuza kama maziwa pale nje, waiting for it to be dispersed, at least to get a room for it, because also Kenya Dairy Board is also after us. KEBS is also testing our whatever we are giving to our consumers. But again, when we ask for these funds from these people, they are there telling us that it's not time, it's not the time to do it right now. Just wait next year, this and this time. That's when we are going to take the forms. That's when we are going to pick this and that. And after all, 2 years are over, 3 years are over, but we see people getting photocopied every day in offices, saying they are doing this and that to allocate funds. They are doing this and that to bring this out and to give this out, but we have nothing in our pockets. So if I have nothing, I know my friend have nothing, and even my enemy have nothing. And that's why I'm saying, let's allocate and let's disperse. Yes, I am in Central and I like doing it the way I have done it. So let's do it all. Let's commit ourselves to doing the right thing. As I'm doing it, it might not be the right thing I like doing, but I'm forced to do it because of what I have faced personally. In those offices, I've visited several times. I've visited many times, but up to this day, I've never gotten the required assistance. So, to me, it is a major thing that I have realized. All other youths too are facing the same. All other people, either 50 years or even 30 years, are facing too. So, if it's corrected, all of us, including us as youths, tutasaidika. And that is the main aim of my call, that tusaidike sisi wote, na tukisaidika, Mungu na yeye ataona tumesaidika na atasaidia tukisaidika. Yes, because if we are not helping one another, na tumeumbwa tusaidiane hapa duniani, so Mungu hataona haja ya kutusaidia kama sisi wenyewe hatusaidiani. So may God bless us and help us do it all accordingly. It is according to our own will if we help one another, or we even fail to help one another. But it is according to God's will if we are assisted as required. God hates people who are suffering. Unajua saa zingine tunateseka and we are like, it is just God's will. Nega itu, it is his grace that will take us, and all that is true. But when we are suffering in a way that it's not the right way, meaning that we are suffering in assistance, we are suffering out of assistance, we are suffering within the assistance, that way God is never happy, and he'll never be happy if he sees his people suffering, if he sees this generation suffering and they are within the assistance. So to all stakeholders, just do whatever we will do. I am also in the stakeholder because I've talked to you, not as a mentor, but as a youth. And I'm happy as you see me. And I'm happy as I see you doing it accordingly for us all to get the assistance we need. So may God bless us, and I love you so much. As I have talked, I love my nation, and I like to see us all not suffering, but living well as we wish. So thank you so much. I love you. God bless you.